Hi, my name is Cindy Rang with the Fabric Patch in Ephrata, Washington, and we're going to take you on a quick little shop tour and show you some of our favorite shop samples. All right, so we thought we would start back here, and where we are in the shop is back in the back hallway. What we have in front of us is all of the brand new flannel from Primitive Gatherings, which is kind of nice. There's still quite a few bolts in stock. I think we got all 40, and then we have some other lines of flannel also. We have a fairly large flannel section with primitives, baby flannel, some novelty flannel. And I have 3 samples back here that I want to show you. The first one is this one. It's a pattern called A Frosty Night by Unseen Hands. We have a link below on this, but it's kind of nice because this is just a really quick fusible applique. You're just going to start with, let me just tell you, it's a yard of the black flannel, and then the border piece, she has a yard for the red panel, and then this stuff is just a whole bunch of little pieces. Probably your biggest one is this one, and on this one she still says just a half a yard, which, oh my gosh, fat quarters of these would be enough. I know for a fact that Brianna is putting kits together on this. The other fun thing about this particular pattern is that she draws them out so that you can either do applique if you'd like to do that, and again, this is just ironed down, and this is just blanket stitched down, so super fast. But the other option is you can hand stitch it. If you like to do hand embroidery, then you could just get a great big piece of muslin and hand embroider. Just do a quick little running stitch around this whole thing, which makes it kind of cute. So anyway, this one is A Frosty Night. And then over here, this one is called Crumb Cake. Let me see if I can get it down. So crumb cake, we've been making crumb cake quilts for probably 20 years, and I don't know if it was Pat that started making them or Thelma that started making them. So we use Thelma's version of it, and it's just a really fast thing. I think at some point we probably will do a quick little YouTube tutorial about it, because what's really nice about it is that all you need is some sort of a panel or some sort of a focus piece, and then a bunch of just leftover pieces. It really is put together with a bunch of strange strips. So you can have 3-inch, 2.5, 2-inch, 1.5, whatever size strips you have, you sew them together and then you cut them apart in other kind of random areas, and then basically you're making a log cabin block and trimming it. If that seemed all kind of strange, there is a pattern for it. Super fast, super simple. This particular one is made out of flannel. I know for a fact that this flannel is, most of it is no longer available. I know the panel is no longer available. This particular one was kind of like a picture find. So this gives you all of the things to find in the quilt. The other thing that's nice about this is on the back of it is Minky. We love pairing Minky with everything. And so this one is, I'll hold it better so you can see it. This one is Crumb Cake. And here in a little bit, we'll show you another version of this same quilt. Or back here, I'm just gonna throw that one up here, is this one. And this one is called Sisters. And it's a pattern that's actually by Carolyn Hutchinson. She is somebody who used to work here. Now she lives over in Boise, and I think she teaches over in the Boise area now. And this is her pattern, and it uses oh no, this is not the one that uses a jelly roll. This one uses a layer cake. And so it looks like this. And this one is all flannel. Layer cake. Isn't that one pretty? Should I hold it up another way so you can see it? Do you feel like you can see it pretty good? Mm-hmm. What's really nice when you're using a layer cake or a jelly roll is that you have so many different textures and colors that your quilt has a real, almost a sparkly look to it, because you have a lot more to look at than if you're putting together a quilt with 3, 4, even 5 pieces of fabric. Okay, these were the 3 I wanted to show you back here. We're going to go in another room. Okay, we were actually heading to the Christmas, but we decided to stop in the kitchen for just a second because last week we got a ton of this new toweling in. And we just wanted to mention that the toweling, there's so many different things you can do with it. We even put together just some quick little Christmas stockings. So they just have kind of a really cool look to them, and all of that is just with toweling. It takes like a half a yard and then a little bit of minky up at the top. So you can do all kinds of things with the toweling. The other thing is that this pattern, this is one of my patterns, and it's called Snowman Towel. And so you just start with your own little tea towel, your own little piece of this. You just need a yard. And then this is just fusible applique, comes out really, really quickly. And the microwave pot holder, everybody makes these. If you don't, you should. Everybody needs these. I don't know that you can have enough. And every time I make them for somebody for Christmas, they always ask for more all the time. But the other thing that we have is the tortilla warmer, made essentially the same way. We have a separate little pattern for that, also available on download. And then, of course, the baked potato cooker. So I made mine a little bit different. Instead of having the flap on the top, I put the flap on the inside because then I can go ahead and do 8 small potatoes at once. We are no longer able to get the quilted potato fabric, but we have the potato cotton fabric. Doesn't have to be quilted. Goes together super fast and just a super easy way to make your baked potatoes in the microwave. And we give you the little directions for how to go ahead and do this. One last thing is that the other thing that you can make with the toweling are the chenille pot holders. And so this works really well. You're just going to layer together all of your cotton toweling and just make a quick little chenille pot holder out of it. All right. That's it for kitchen stuff. There's a lot of fun kitchen stuff. We are sort of addicted to kitchen things, but let's go ahead and go into the Christmas room. Wait, one more thing. These are, I know that I think that pretty soon paper towels are, plastic bags are going to be a thing of the past, but that's why I think we're hoarding so many of them, is knowing that we're going to have to use something else in the dog park. But anyway, this is just a quick little bag holder that we put together, and it uses the little mini charm. So we have these together with the mini charm, the lining, and the elastic with the pattern, or you can do the pattern separate. Either way, whichever you prefer, they're both available on our website. Okay, so I'm just going to show you like 3 things. Christmas is a little bit overwhelming, and we might do sort of a separate little thing in October for Christmas. So I'm just going to give you a couple of sneak peeks and a couple of favorites. So one of the things that still is super popular is our gift bags. And so this is just the idea of recycling and repurposing, and instead of wrapping all of your presents, all you have to do is just make a whole bunch of gift bags. So you can make them out of any size you want, however much fabric you want. I think this one is a half a yard, this one is a fat quarter, and you can just reuse them every year. You can put large, small items in it. You can make them personalized for different members of your family, and then just have them give them back to you when they're done. You can use it for Christmas, obviously, or birthdays. It doesn't really matter. It just saves on all of the garbage, saves a lot of money, and makes kind of a really nice tradition. And we do have a video on how to construct those, so maybe we can link that below. The other thing that I want to show you is that is table runners. We always have new featured table runners at Christmas time, but this one is one of my favorite designers, Disa Designs. I think she has 4 different books. This one is kind of nice. She has a lot of different seasonal things, and so each book has multiple seasons. It's not just Christmas, so this one might have Easter in it, and Halloween, Christmas, all kinds of things. So I'm going to show you the one that we made out of this book, which is just adorable. I have this thing about snowmen and elves anyway. But anyway, I think it's just adorable. So, and I like that hers have kind of a unique shape to them. So anyway, kind of clever. just kind of a cute thing just to see. And again, one of my favorite designers. The other one that I wanted to show you, because this is sort of a sneak peek, is this is one of the block of the month classes that we're going to do. This will be offered on Zoom. Hopefully you've already subscribed to our newsletter. If you have not, go to our website, fabricpatch.net. There's a little tab that says newsletter. Click on that and sign up so that you get our newsletter. It comes out every week on a Tuesday morning. It's pretty short, not a lot. It just kind of says what's going on for the week. There might be specials or coupons, different things like that. And it also will give you the first indication that there is a new Zoom class or a new block of the month or something that's happening. This is going to be one of those. It is a beginners series. And in fact, I think I think within the next 2 weeks, this is going to be announced. So this is called, oops, hold on. This is called O Tannenbaum. Let me take that off for you. And this is a really fun quilt because it truly is a beginner, because what you're doing is we start with 4 patches and then we do half square triangles, we do some fusible applique, we do all kinds of, a couple of different things in here, and each thing is just a little slightly different beginner technique. And then we put the whole thing together into this really cool Christmas tree. So it can be a bright one if you'd like. It can be more primitive colors, whatever you'd like that will match your decor. We decided to make ours a wall hanging, but you can add borders if you want to put it on somebody's bed. And of course we did the whole thing in flannel and with a nice bright flannel background. So this one again is called O Tannenbaum. There is a pattern available that is easy to read. You can just work through the whole thing yourself. You don't have to wait for the class. The pattern is available as a printed pattern or as an immediate download. All right, I think we're going maybe to the baby room next. Okay, I have quite a few things to show you here in the kids' room, but first I just want to mention this line, because there's a couple things about this that you may not know. So this is this Peter Pan line that really is adorable. It's got these really pretty blues and some really nice greens. Look at the ship and the kind of toile. And then it's also in blues. There's even the fun little Tinkerbells in it. It really is a pretty line, but it has blue, green, gray, and even pinks. It really is pretty, and I don't know, I think that this came in like at the beginning of the pandemic, and that was before we were showing people things online. It kind of got put in this dark corner, so it's really one of those hidden gems. But here's the really fun thing about it, is that there are 2 minkies that go with it. So one is this double border, the pink part of it, which is, again, it is 60 inches wide from selvage to selvage. So that's at one selvage. That same seam is at the opposite side. And that matches this fabric down here. I think that particular design in the cotton is no longer available, and then this one is the other one that is the minky, again 60 inches wide, and it is the same as this blue cotton, the other kind of main print. So it's kind of fun to think that you could piece a quilt top and then the matching minky back is kind of awesome. So anyway, search for that, and it's something, Peter Pan. It's Peter Pan. It's by Michael Miller. I can't tell what it says. Jolly Roger Fern. I think that's the color. I don't know what it is. It's Peter Pan by Michael Miller. So the other things I want to show you in terms of our trunk show, this is a great quilt, and it's a great little book, tiny little book, another sort of hidden gem. So let me show you this. This was made out of fat quarters, and I think it was out of 4 fat quarters. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 fat quarters, and this little book, it has 8 quilts in it that are all made. It's called Fat Quarter Love, and it's all made out of fat quarters. So if you have a bunch of fat quarters and you collected those and you don't know why and you don't know what you're going to do with them, then there's 8 different projects in this tiny little book for, I think this book is like, I don't know, $8 or something. I don't know. This one doesn't have a price tag on it. This one is free. But they're all, they're online. So kind of fun, and this is an example of that. So if you have, and this is also a really good quilt, because if it's one of those fabrics that you just don't want to cut up because what you like is the novelty of it, then it's kind of fun. And again, as usual, we put Minky on the back. And then another one in this area that I wanted to show you, if you're able to go up, Brittany, is we of course are always putting together pillowcases. Whenever we give a child a quilt, we always put it inside of a pillowcase. You can just make a regular standard pillowcase if you'd like to, but another fun thing is if you have a fabric that has a border on it, you can go ahead and make your own little pillowcase, and just, even for fun, you don't have to, but if you added a little bit of rickrack to it, just fold that under and stitch it. It makes it kind of cool. The quilt up here is called Panel Play, and all it is 4 patches and a panel. In this case, what we like to use for this are the book panels, because it takes 10 squares and then your fabric for your 4 patches. So, and in fact, let me just tell you, it takes 8 fat quarters and 1 book panel to make a quilt that is 53 inches square. So super, super fast, and especially when you have a book panel, and if you really want it to last longer than a fabric book might last. All right, we're just going to change the camera angle so we're not shining into the window, and we're going to show you 3 more things in here. We'll start just for a second with the beeline for baby in the corner. You almost don't notice it because it is folded over, but if that's not a quilt that you've made yet, it is our #1 selling pattern, because you use everything. You start with 10 fat quarters, you cut everything up, you end up with 30 blocks and no waste. And so it's kind of fun just to use up. That one happens to be out of flannel. I did a great big queen size one out of a floral print. I should show you. I'll show you that one in one of the upcoming trunk shows. This one right here is called Daisy Blooms. This one is also my own pattern, and this was kind of fun because I actually did this on the long arm as a quilt as you go. So I pinned my whole back on, and I put my first row and my second row, laid a right side together, stitched it, opened it up, and then I just laid down my pieces and top stitched as I quilted, put my next border on as a quilt as you go, put the next one on, put the next one on. I do explain that in the pattern, and maybe again sometime we'll show you that on a long arm and just do a quick little YouTube video, but the pattern does explain it. And if you don't have a long arm, it's not necessary. We give you all of the directions for exactly how to make that, but it's kind of nice because it's a raw edge applique, and when you do it out of flannel, you end up with kind of a little chenilled edge, which makes it really super cute. And that one, of course, as usual, has Minky on the back. This one, I think we have this in 3 different colors around the shop. And this one, I think it's called Party Bags. And let me show you the pattern so you know what you're looking for. It looks like this on the website. And it is kind of a spendy pattern. It's not one of ours. I think it's $11, and it is not available as a download because they don't offer it that way. But it's kind of a cool pattern because you can hang it up in somebody's room, and what it is it's all of these little 3-dimensional pockets, and so you can put little bags. So this particular one obviously is for a little girl's room, but you can put Barbies in there, Barbie clothes, you can put hair things in there, you can do anything you'd like. You can make it a little bit bigger and make it out of different colors and put cars in there, whatever you'd like. We actually did one that we just did 3. We did it out of Christmas colors, and we put all of our Christmas cards in there. So it's kind of fun, and once you figure out how to make it, it's kind of fun to customize it and make it personal for whoever you're making it for and for however many pockets they need. This particular one does not have Minky on the back, just kind of a really cool floral print. And the last one in here in the baby room that I want to show you is Split 9 Patch. This one is very, very different from another one you'll see in a future trunk show, but this one is just out of white and one little, I think it's a half of a charm pack, of a pastel charm pack. Those particular fabrics I know we no longer have available, but we could probably get pretty close, or really with just any low volume prints you could easily replicate that one. Oh, and this, oh look what that is. This is a kit. Oh, this is a kit for the little pirate one I showed you a few minutes ago for $20, $19.95. So we'll make sure that that's on the website. All right, I kind of think, you know, maybe what we'll do is we'll just do these 3 rooms so that this makes it kind of fast and quick to watch. So that was quite a few things for our first trunk show. This was trunk show number 1. Be watching for the next installments, and pretty soon we'll make it through the quilt shop, and we'll even make it out into the retreat center where there happens to be almost 200 quilts on display. Thanks for watching. Thank you for watching our video. We invite you to leave a comment, hit the like button, or better yet, subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode. You can also visit our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or Pinterest pages, or find all of those things and our online store at fabricpatch.net.